Braxton, I'll ask the obvious question. Striking out 4 times and then going up on that last at bat, I guess, what was your mindset and what was it like to know that you kind of continue that momentum?
I could say it's a huge relief to finally put a ball in play. But yeah, I was a little beat down, but surprisingly, I had a lot of confidence going into that last at bat. I wasn't going to give up. It happens, but yeah, I was excited to coach let me go back up there again at least.
All right, we'll go next to Eric.
Yeah, Braxton, can you take me through that play to the plate and just how hard it was for Brendan, or how hard of a play that is for Brendan to make, and what it takes to kind of complete one like that?
Yeah. Well, not only is the ball not right at him, but he's got to be an athlete and run to the ball. And there's not much time, so he had to flip it with his glove, which is a lot harder than he made it look. There's a lot of feel to that, and he made a great toss and allowed us to get the out.
Okay, we'll go next to Phil.
Yeah, Braxton, can you just take me through that last at bat, sort of what you were feeling after seeing Nate and Cal go deep, and then what you saw on that pitch that you liked?
Yeah. They tied the ball game, took a little pressure off. We were alive still. And like I said, I struck out 4 times, so I was up there, just trying to put a ball in play. And I was actually looking for him to come in on me with the fastball, and that's kind of what he did. And I turned on the ball and hit it well.
Go next to Ryan.
Hey, Braxton, not just you hitting them there in the 10th. What does it really say about this team? First of all, have you ever been a part of something like that, 3 guys hitting home runs late like that? And then what does it say about the team for 3 guys to have such clutch, crucial home runs like that?
I've never been a part of something like that. I've been a part of a walk-off with Zach Reams in Midland a few years ago, but nothing quite like that. I say that just speaks to this team's, ability to hit. We're never out of a ball game. We're always going to be up there trying to put good at bats together and put the bat on the ball. And, that showed today in various ways. We're going to be up there, and you can't ever count us out.
Go to Nico and then back to Carlos.
Hey, Braxton. So that's 2 really tightly contested series in a row against Gonzaga and UConn. How did these series help? How did these series help prepare you guys for Big 12 play that'll be starting this weekend?
Yeah, you're right. They were very close series. We joke that we only like to play close games this year, and I think that prepares us in a great way, because Big 12 play, all the competition's good. The games aren't going to be blowouts 90% of the time. So you can never just sit back and expect to win. You got to be engaged the whole game. You got to have quality at bats every time you step up there. And so I'm actually kind of glad we've had a lot of close games. It's kept us engaged, and I think it'll benefit us in the long run.
Thanks, Braxton.
Braxton, just going back to what you were kind of alluding to with the 4th game of the series, you're going to see some pitchers you normally don't see. You're going to maybe see some guys that haven't gotten some work before. Can you just speak to what that shows about this team, to where you've had some guys that haven't pitched in maybe a week or so, and then just seeing guys really kind of, as you said, kind of battle back, grind, and then find a way to win?
You want me to speak to the pitching staff or the?
Both, just the pitching staff, and then obviously you guys kind of coming up with the big hits late.
Okay. Yeah, as far as our pitching staff goes, we have a lot of great arms. They might not always get to run out there and show what they've got, but like today, you saw a lot of arms of ours, and they have some great stuff. Maybe they don't get to fine tune it as much as others, but I saw a lot of good things out of our pitchers today. They were up there battling. Their stuff looked good. Yeah, and then some crucial hits on UConn's side kind of kind of put us in a tough situation. But then you have our hitters who are lethal. I'd say, like, you can't really ever count us out. We're gonna try and put competitive at bats together every time, and it kind of fires us up to see us down a couple runs. We can turn it on a little bit.
All right, time for just a couple more. Go to Phil.
Yeah, Braxton, with a bunch of freshman pitchers out there today, how big is your role sort of guiding them through that game, calling pitches and making sure they stay out of trouble?
I'd say it's pretty huge. I think it's a benefit for them. I'd say this game's a little slower for me nowadays. When you're a freshman, you have a little more nerves and this and that. So for me to be able to, expect things that they might not expect and, look out for them in certain ways is beneficial. But those freshmen aren't in need of help really. They can hold their own. And they have great talent.
Coach, I know you've seen a lot of baseball, but what was today like for you in that extra inning there?
Yeah. I tell you, it's a little surreal. I'm still trying to kind of believe it. It wasn't so surprising. Nate ran into one. I mean, Cal kind of surprised you a little bit. And at that point, you're trying to scratch a run across to win the game, thinking about time limit and all that stuff because of travel day. About the time we decided who we were going to, the ball went out of the ballpark, the third one, and still really trying to figure out exactly how that happened. That was pretty incredible. Guys are very resilient, very proud of them.
We'll go next to Eric.
Coach, obviously you kind of have an idea about this being around the guys every day, but what does this say, I guess, to people watching or show about the resiliency of this team and these guys?
Since you mentioned the people watching, I'm going to go off that first. We definitely want to thank everybody. That took a Monday morning to show up. And really, I'm going to tell you, the crowd surprised, I think, all of us on a Monday morning. Literally yesterday, I was like, okay, what are we going to have on a Monday morning? And it was that's got to be the best baseball crowd in the country on a Monday morning. I mean, who else can get that type of atmosphere at 10 a.m. on Monday morning? Pretty cool. As far as what else you asked me, guys are very resilient. They rewarded us. The game rewarded us. They showed up prepared. And, sometimes you get the results you want. Today we did. Those balls were hit hard. Kurt Wilson and Dylan Noisy hit balls hard the inning before. And the game, that's how the game is. And but again, I just want to thank everybody that showed up at the ballpark. Kind of got me there.
Go next to Ryan.
Hey, Coach, how much can you learn in a series that's 4 games compared to a 2 or 3 as far as getting just more guys in there pitching and hitting and just getting in more circumstances against the same team?
Oh, that game today was invaluable. I'm telling you, no matter what the result of that game was, we were going to grow from it. And we were going to get a little bit better today. We're fortunate to come out, with the win. But we got some guys in a game that haven't been pitching. Those guys are going to help us. And also, anytime you get an opportunity to play back-to-back days, much less 4 days in a row, you learn to play the game the right way and respect the game, and the guys did that.
We'll go next to Phil.
Yeah, Tim, you mentioned those young pitchers and some of them inexperienced that you used today. What'd you see from them to be able to get you through that game?
I want to say they're all freshmen except Webster. And Webster hadn't had a lot of appearances. Thought he threw the ball really well in the 8th, convincing enough, that we stayed with him in the 9th. I thought Hampton competed through it just like he has already before. In the inning where he got a little wild, he competed through that inning and continued to execute pitches. Brady came in and really did a nice job. I mean, really in the spot he was in, did a nice job. Levi picked him up, got us out of an inning. Thought Sanders threw the ball really well. Girton comes in first and second, I want to say. Help me out there. No outs. Is that right? And they had tied the game, I know, in the 9th. And, and he gets us out of the inning, makes a hell of a play on the bunt. And I don't think I'm leaving any of them out there, but those guys are here and they're in this uniform because we believe in them. And, again, it's fun to watch them. I mean, there's nothing like bringing a guy in a tight ball game and watching them compete. It's a lot of fun.
We'll go back to Carlos.
Coach, can you just speak to the demeanor of Braxton and obviously a huge hit for him later on, but to be able to get through a game where you're striking out 4 times before you make that big swing, can you kind of let us know in terms of how you saw him in the dugout before, or I guess was he still kind of even keeled, or I guess how would you kind of describe the way he went to that bat?
After his 3rd at bat, he was really not happy. After his 4th at bat, he was really just trying to deal with it. And you're talking about a guy that caught, I'm going to say 32 innings on the weekend. And anybody that's ever squatted for 9 innings knows what it feels like. And he's a guy that's in impeccable shape, loves playing, doesn't want a day off, can really throw. And he's really developed into a nice, just one of the better catchers to me in the country. He's a guy that's, he's going to show up. And Braxton Fulford's going to show up. He can play. We could have played a doubleheader today. He'd want to catch both of them.
All right, we'll finish up with Eric.
Coach, going back to Girton, that play that he made at the plate, obviously whenever someone makes it, you think, oh, okay, he made it. People can do it. But how hard of a play is that to make?
I'd give him I tell you, the bunt kind of had to be in the right spot. It had to be close enough to the plate to get the glove flip there. It seems like all big league middle infielders nowadays with the gloves the way they're made can do that, but they're middle infielders. That's what they're paid to do. Pitchers aren't really paid to do glove flips. And Nate was in front of the runner defending the bunt, and Girton beat him to it. And so, guy was a linebacker in high school, did win a state championship at Shattuck, Oklahoma. And he got a little competitiveness about him.
All right,
Hey, what about him getting over on the play, sliding on top of the base, by the way? He was late getting over there, but pretty athletic play.